Now, we did talk about floods because it's one of the most common things that we need appliances, but most of the floods come from the washing machine and the dishwasher, like almost all the time. So the dishwasher in particular is the one that's sort of undetectable. It just sort of happens. Are there any ways that somebody can periodically check to make sure that they're avoiding that? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast. This week, I have Roger Liu from Consumer Appliances to come and sort of educate us a bit on better selections for appliances for our rentals and homes, as well as methods to keep them working properly, because you lose your fridge and all your food with it, so it's no good. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Roger. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure to be here. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about appliances and help your listener to see what they can do with the appliances to make it more longer longevity.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one of the things that we run into at Vancouver Rented all the time is appliances are breaking at some point in time, just because I guess that's just what they do. They don't make them like they used to, I guess.
Unfortunately.
Now with that, you guys deal with both repair and replacement of appliances?
Correct.
What are the more common ones that you see and can probably be avoided from just changing habits? For instance, I know none of us do it, but vacuuming the back of the fridge, for instance, would probably be helpful.
Right. Yes, exactly. So a lot of appliances break down, not because the way the quality of their design, but it's how well they're being maintained. Mm-hmm. So, for example, fridge, like what Hayes mentioned about vacuuming. So we got a condenser and compressor compartment area at the bottom of the fridge. That place usually get dusted because located right on the floor level.
Yeah.
So when it gets a lot of dust, the compressor gets overheat. Mm-hmm. If you don't clean that regularly, that compressor will break down.
Yeah.
So think compressor like your engine of your car.
Okay.
If it breaks down, it's gonna be too costly to repair.
Yeah.
So always make sure I suggest every half a year.
Okay.
Pull out your fridge, do a little bit vacuuming to remove all that dust accumulation, so that it doesn't get overheat.
Okay.
Another thing we see very common recently is because we have a lot of front load washer now compared to old time top load washers.
Yeah.
Yes, the major complaint is it smells moldy.
Yeah, I get this actually from our tenants.
Oh, really? Yeah, so a lot of time the moldy smell comes from the rubber ring in the front of the door area.
Okay.
Because that place usually accumulates water. Mm-hmm. So if you leave the door closed after you wash, that water will stay there and it becomes more grimy and moldy water.
Okay.
So after you wash, make sure to always keep your door open to keep a good ventilation.
Okay.
And wipe down the bottom of the gasket. So that will help a lot. Because you're washing your clothes, you don't want your clothes to smell after you wash it. Right. So that's a good idea to keep doing for tenants.
Okay. So I also noticed that sometimes on the dishwasher, there's sort of like a munginess around the outside. People should just wipe that down. I guess that would, after a while, mess with the seal, yeah?
Exactly, yes. So the seal, it's an important part of the dishwasher because it keeps the dishwasher from leaking water. You don't want any leak. That's a very severe. No. Yeah. So a lot of time you will see cutleries like forks, knives get stuck when you close the door.
Yep.
Or food residues. Always wipe them down. Yeah. Okay. Because if it doesn't do a proper seal, water gonna drop underneath. And the problem with dishwashers is when the water drops, you don't typically see it.
No.
You only see it when your downstairs neighbor complains about their ceiling. But that'll be too late. So always make sure that's cleaned up.
For sure. So with the repair and replacing, when should a landlord repair an appliance versus replace it? Like, are there general rules for age or brand or type or any of that? Like, I mean, obviously there's going to be an expected life of any appliance. But is there sort of a cutoff, like once you start getting closer to, 7 years arbitrarily, or whatever. Is that more of a time that you should think about replacing over just repairing, just because all the other parts are old as well, or?
Right, exactly. So there are a couple of things we consider. So when we go out for diagnosis, we first take down the model and serial tag. That helps us determine the age of the appliance. So the general rule of thumb is appliances usually last about 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
So if your appliance is well over 15, then I would think it's best to go with the replacement options. And obviously, if the parts becomes no longer available, or and another thing is if the repair cost is more than 50% of the replacement cost, then we suggest for replacement as well.
Okay, so kind of like run the numbers.
Correct.
Is a good thing on there.
Right. So good thing for us is we give you both repair replacement quote, and then the owner and the customer can decide which one they want to go with.
All right. So now with the parts and repairing and all that such, there has been a conspiracy, if you will, that the appliances that were coming out around the 2020 during COVID and all that some people thought that some of the local companies were just kind of putting together them at Maytag and selling it as new when it was parts of other ones, because from the conspiracy is that they tend to break down more often in those more often than before. Is there any truth to this? Since you open up these things all the time, you're like, oh, those parts aren't the original, or that. Right?
This I've never heard of this. It's first time hearing it. I don't believe they would do that. There's nothing I've heard of, but I do know that when in terms of we have a lot of new development during that time, and there is a different category, the builder model.
Okay.
Typically, they don't come as well quality as you sell on the retails.
Okay.
So these things come out during that time might be more prone to repairs. but in terms of what you mentioned about conspiracy, I don't think the manufacturer can do that.
Yeah. It's just, everyone's like, oh, they break down all the time. Like, why so soon? And it's like,
right, yeah.
Maybe.
I think because nowadays the appliances are made more based on costs.
Yeah.
Because of rising labor, rising material. You can tell, like personally, I can tell from the appliances, the weight is different.
Okay.
The door used to weigh a lot. The metal is actually metal, but now it's like more like sheet metal.
Okay, so they're kind of thinning out on what they do.
Yeah, so the quality is not the same because they're trying to cut down the cost. Because we're coming out with so many new features, so many new control electronic board, they're costly to make. So that may be the part of the reason why it breaks down easier.
All right. So now, in your opinion, and don't get yourself in trouble if it is, but are there better brands than others? Like I know Bosch, everyone thinks it's so great, but in a rental, of course, that's a really expensive repair. So is there, in your opinion, if someone's going to just put in appliances or they're renewing their appliances for a rental unit, what would you say is some good brands to go with, where parts are more readily available and the cost isn't super expensive, maybe cheaper to repair, so that they can last long and not have to keep on replacing them every 5 years or whatever it feels like.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there are definitely some brands that are better at making certain type of appliances. For example, Bosch is known for their dishwashers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're famous for, the dishwashers. And you will want to get more of the North American brands. Like you mentioned, they're easy to get their parts.
Okay.
They're stock locally in BC. So we're talking about GE, Frigidaire, Whirlpool.
Okay. They're
very readily available stocked. And we want to keep the feature as simple as possible, especially for renters.
Yes.
You want to go with the traditional mechanical designs. We're buying a fridge. So the purpose of the fridge is just to cool your food.
Yeah.
You don't really need all these exact other features that are available for the fridges. These typically just can add more concerns because tenants, they may not know how to use it properly. They might know how to operate it. Yeah. So my suggestion to keep your appliances simple design and go with North American brands. And beside from that, and cost is an important factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, right. And there are a couple brands that have been quite aggressive. I realized if you heard of a brand called Media, Hisense, they're coming back to the North American market. They're quite low in cost. That make them very attractive, but their parts is not as available.
Oh, okay.
So I think you're aware of that as well.
So you may be saving money at the start, but you're going to pay more later.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
That's exactly why. Yeah.
When you're saying about the basic elements of a fridge and that, you're saying things like don't go with ones that have the water and the ice maker and stuff like this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Especially living in a condo, that's just adding risk to water leaks.
I am currently dealing with the tail end of a flood caused by a ice maker.
Oh, no.
It let go, and the guy was at work, and it went down about 9 floors. So
no way,
yeah,
9 floors.
It was a big one.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's a hassle.
Yeah. So I fully agree with you. Do not get any of the extra features, and less water in the kitchen is best. Like, absolutely. Now, with that, you were talking about parts, and that how often should appliances such as dryers and dishwashers be serviced? Because most people don't call you guys unless it's broken. Is there any sort of services to go during the life of it before it's broken to maybe be ahead of the game,
right?
And not have a flood.
Exactly. Yeah, good point. So a lot of people, they don't do is to read their user manual.
Nobody does.
They don't know where they go.
Yeah.
But it's actually got some important information in there. So if you don't have your physical copy, you can always find it online on the website. Just type in your model number, you can find the manual of it. There's a section called maintenance and cleaning.
Okay.
So these are ways to prevent having any service call for the first 10, 15 years. So it teach you how frequent you should clean it and which area you should focus on. But in terms of washer and dryer in the aspects, one that you couldn't do yourself, which is doing the duct cleaning.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So we recommend that be done every year because it helps prevent the fire risk. And a lot of time, if you notice your dryer is not drying as well, a lot of time is the duct is plugged, so the moisture return back to the dryer.
Okay.
So you're basically drying with high humidity.
Yeah, like damp.
Damp, exactly. So that's one easy fix there. And for washer, generally, if you look under your washer, a lot of front loaders, you will see a little compartment at the bottom right. There's a little cover that you can open, and in there you'll find a drain filter.
Okay.
So a lot of times, small things we're talking about like coins or pins, they might come loose in between the top and the gasket. You'll fall into the drain line, and to prevent these loosely objects to go into the drain holes of the building, we got a drain filter under the washer that catch these objects.
Okay.
So if you open it up and make sure you put some towels underneath and maybe like a small, short bowl, open up that cover, you can find all sorts random things in there. We are seeing some weird things that got stuck in there.
I'm sure.
People like stuff in your pocket, make sure you empty them before then. Otherwise, we will find them. So you can open that up maybe every couple months to clean out what's inside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That will help a lot.
Perfect. And now, also, one of the things that I've had to call you guys numerous times for is when the freezer leaks into the fridge. It seems to be a very common thing. How can this be avoided? Or is it just one of those things that happens, and what causes it?
Right. Yeah, well, yes, there are a couple reasons why it will cause a leak. Some of them is you couldn't do much, but there are some ways that users can help. For example, at the back of the fridge, you will see a vent. That's where the air blows cool air into the fridge.
Yes.
So if you pack your food too much and block the air vent at the back, there will be no air circulation. That means the back will freeze up.
Okay.
And when the back freezes up and when it goes through a defrost cycle, because all the fridge come with the defrost heater. Yeah. And when the ice get melt, it doesn't go into the drain line because the drain line is plugged with ice formation.
Oh, okay.
So the water flows into the fridge and freezer and onto your floor.
Yeah.
So always make sure don't overpack food in your freezer.
Okay.
And make sure you leave a little bit of space behind the freezer. And another thing is, if you notice your fridge is leaning a little bit forward, this will cause the water, when it gets defrosted, instead of going to the drain line, it comes to forward.
Makes sense.
Yes. So make sure your fridge is properly leveled. Even better is put it a little bit leaning back.
Okay.
Yeah. So you always make sure that it goes into the drain line.
Great. And you can just adjust that there's feet on the bottom, right? You just twist it?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
You can use your hand to twist it, or you can use like a plier to turn it.
Okay. That's a good tip. I hadn't even thought about tipping it backwards, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah. It actually helps. Same thing as dishwasher, actually.
Oh, okay.
If you a little bit more to the back, you'll prevent water accumulation in the front as well.
Oh. Wow. I didn't even realize that dishwashers tipped. I thought they were just at level.
Right.
So when an appliance is breaking down, such as water or a gas leak, what is the best order of operations to mitigate the damage? Like you start to discover water is coming out of, I don't know, insert one.
Right.
What's the first step?
Yes. So a lot of people panic when they see water coming out, because you don't experience that a lot in your lifetime. No. Hopefully not
Hopefully
ever.
not.
Exactly. But if it did happen for water appliances, the first thing you want to do is find out where the inlet valve is. You want to stop more water coming into your appliances. Okay. So for washers, you will see a laundry box on the side of the wall. You go into your laundry closet, you'll see a hot and cold water valve, usually blue or red. You want to shut it off first.
Both of them?
Both of them,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
To prevent more water going into your washer. And for dishwasher, same thing. Under your sink, a little cabinet under your sink, there will be a split of the water line. There should be hot and cold going into your faucet. Yeah. But on your hot water line, they will split another line going into your dishwasher. Okay. That will come with the valve. You want to shut that off as well.
All right.
So once you shut that off, make sure there's no more water coming out.
Yeah.
If it stopped right away, just wipe it down, put in some fan to dry the floor area. But if it's still active, first thing you have to call your building or strata manager.
Yeah,
or call Hayes later on. Yeah. So they'll help you out with that.
Yeah.
As for gas appliances, if you detect a gas leak, usually it's a rotten egg smell.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's normal sometimes when you try to ignite it, it doesn't ignite right away. You will smell some gas, gas coming out. That's normal. But if you smell it when you're not operating it, same thing, find out the gas lever, usually at the back of the gas stove.
Okay.
If you can reach it, turn it off. If not, don't turn on any lights or your hood fan. First thing people will think is to press their hood fan, but they're electrical. So when you press it, it could ignite the fire.
Yeah, that'd be worse.
That would be worse. Yeah, exactly. Right. So if you couldn't shut off the gas valve, open up all the windows.
Yeah.
And evacuate the house and call 40 BC.
Okay.
Yeah, they have an emergency line that they'll come 24/7 to help you with that.
Nice. Now, we did talk about floods because it's one of the most common things that we need appliances, but most of the floods come from the washing machine and the dishwasher, like almost all the time. So the dishwasher in particular is the one that's sort of undetectable. It just sort of happens. Are there any ways that somebody can periodically check to make sure that they're avoiding that? Can we find dripping somehow, or open underneath, or some way just to check? Because I find a lot of the time that the dishwasher is just sitting there. It's like a ticking time bomb, and just water.
Right, exactly. So because when dishwasher leaks, water just behind a kick plate. You typically don't see it.
Yeah, like just right underneath, and it ends up in your living room.
Right. you see your flooring start to bubble.
Yeah.
So don't be too late. So what I recommend, especially if you're living in a condo, to get those water alarm detectors.
Okay.
So there are detectors that you can buy online. They're very cheap, $10 each. So basically, it comes with an alarm that sounds when it detects water. And it's got a cord that connects to a sensor.
Okay.
So you can make the cord go through the hole where the water line goes to, and put a sensor underneath the dishwasher. and put an alarm under your sink so you have that access to it. So whenever it detects a drip on the floor, the alarm will sound. And there are some really advanced ones that can connect to your Wi-Fi. So
so you keep your phone?
Yeah, so even you're not home, you can see it. Oh, there you know, time to go home. So yeah, I would recommend that. Same thing, there are ones for washers as well, or even other plumbing toilets. So I usually recommend getting those. They come with like a pack of 6 for like $20.
Okay.
So it's really good investment to do that.
Are they battery operated? Because obviously you can't plug in things everywhere. So are these like rechargeable batteries or something of this nature? Or
Right, yeah. It comes with all different kinds. It's got like with AA batteries or rechargeable batteries, or even one plugins. So yeah, you can find all sorts of way in the market. Yeah.
So definitely put a sensor underneath your dishwasher, and your toilets. Usually, the toilets you can generally figure out because they start rocking back and forth. It's time to call the plumber. So yeah, that's a great idea to put in those sensors. And I mean, if they're super cheap like that, I mean, $20 for 6 is a pretty reasonable price to save you a giant flood.
Right. It's a very good insurance policy to get.
Right. Now, have you been called out to fix some tenant problems? What were some of the more common ones that you come out and have to fix and could have been prevented, if any?
Right, yeah. So some things that we talk about is cleaning those gaskets. Those are easily accessible, easily visually can see if it's not clean or not. And a lot of time, water leak. Some we notice quite often recently is, again, with the front load washers. We have water dripping out of between the door and the body, the front panel. Okay. And a lot of time you don't realize is you have some hair, just some tiny hair that caught in between the door that actually cause a gap and water will drip out from it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so always wipe down your door and your door gasket. That's important. And another thing is dryers. So now you see something that you expect people to understand how to operate, but a lot of people overlook at it is to clean out your lint filters. Yes. So some dryers, they're designed, especially those ventless dryers.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more of those coming out now, the ventless dryers.
Right.
Actually, we need to ask you a couple questions about those.
For sure. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, they think dryer only come with one lint filter on the door. But with those ventless, I've seen up to 4 lint filters built in the dryer, and they can be anywhere. You should actually have to dig to find it. Yeah. Right. So they could be on the bottom of the dryer, on top of the dryer, or inside the body. So that's when user manual come in handy again. It'll tell you where those are and how often you need to clean them.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the things that can be dealt with, and probably a pro tip for landlords and property managers for that matter, is to really educate your tenants about this. Because I mean, I think most of us, we get the appliance in, that guy connects it, shows you how to turn it on, and then you take the manual and put it above your microwave on your stove. But nobody ever actually reads them. Like I see all the ones in the brand new places that we have, and they're still perfectly sealed case. So it seems like a lot of it is to take the time to actually read those manuals and tell your tenants, this is how you do the thing. Especially like with the water cutoffs. That's an important one. I think a lot of people don't know where the water cutoffs are in their own place even. So it seems like a lot of it's more of just an education side of it to tell people how to do this.
Right, exactly. So a lot of times, tenants, unfortunately, they don't maintain their appliances well as owners do, because they don't live there permanently. Yeah, and they don't pay for repairs.
That's another one.
Exactly. So it is important to let them know what their duties are, and then they understand who is liable for what kind of damages.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. We have discussions a lot of time with, more of the carburetors are coming out now, but we have a lot of discussions where the carburetor will be not working, there's a jam up, we have to call the plumber, and then they come and they're like, yeah, they put coffee grounds and pork fat down there and made cement essentially. That's why it doesn't work. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If you pour cement down your sink, it's not going to work. So yeah, we think about the liabilities and stuff like that for simple things like that, but maybe bringing it up more about appliances probably be a good idea, and will help the tenant out as well, because then their appliances won't break down all the time, which I'm sure would be rather annoying for them. Now, with the appliances, though, are there any, you were talking about newer ones that are coming out, are there any ones that a landlord should look into, such as energy efficient or smart appliances that alert them for things like this, or just stick with the bare bones basic is the best way so that there's less to break down? Like, which school of thought do you think makes more sense? Or is there anything in particular that, maybe would be good for an owner to get just to make sure they can maintain them remotely, if it were?
Right. Yes. So we got a lot of new features coming out recently with the smart appliances aspect. In terms of connectivity, I think these features may not be necessary at the point for tenant usage, but there are smart appliances in terms of the mechanical components.
Okay.
For example, on the fridges, we have compressors. Before it was a single speed one, so you can either turn on or off. Yeah. And now we have a inverter controlled compressors.
Okay.
So it will turn off to the speed that the fridge needs.
Okay, it's almost like gears.
Correct. Yes.
I gotcha.
Exactly. So that will be energy efficient.
Yeah.
For the owners, and you will actually prolong the lifespan of the fridge because you're not always running the compressor at maximum capacity. So, and typically when the owner looks for appliances, they want to look for Energy Star certified. So that means it's high efficiency and low consumption. As for the washer as well, they have this new motor called direct drive motors.
Okay.
You see a lot of major brand making now, like LG, Samsung, GE. So what this does is instead of we have a conventional method where the motor is connected to a pulley, to a belt, and to a drum. So a lot of like gear mechanism, one thing pulls another. Yeah. So a lot of moving and contacts. So when you have those moving contacts, it creates more wear and tear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. So more chance of repairs. So with direct drives, it actually drives the drum by magnetic force.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like just one loop, basically.
Right. Basically. So we got a rotor at the back with we're not going into details. So we got like an electrical magnetic wiring that energizes at a certain period, and we got a magnet on the other side behind the drum. So when it energizes, it actually helps turning the drum without touching it.
Yeah.
So there's no contact. That means less likely to need to repair.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not rubbing and burning and whatnot. That absolutely makes sense.
Exactly. And then this one comes with 10 years warranty as well.
Okay.
So you'll find a lot of those direct drive 10-year warranty. That helps a lot for the owners.
Are they significantly more expensive than the traditional ones, or like is that value there? Do you figure?
They used to be more expensive, but now because their manufacturer is so pop generalized, so their actual cost came down a bit, so they're comparable in terms of purchasing price.
That's good. Now, for the move-in and move-out inspections, that's like a common thing, usually one of the causes of conflicts in tenancies, by the way. What are some of the things that should be included for the appliances on the inspection list? Like, most people just go in and look if it's clean. But is there anything else that maybe should be looked at as well during both the move-in and move-out inspection to kind of keep on top of it so that everything runs smoothly in the long run?
Right. One thing easy to notice is the noise. If you found the machines operating a loud noise or abnormal noise, that's one thing to consider if something happened to it.
Yeah.
And for washer, you want to see if it's shaking when you turn on for test mode.
Okay.
See if it's shaking or vibrating. And dishwasher, when you do a test, you'll make sure that if it's actually fully drained out, if you see any water remaining in the tub, then that will indicate something to do with the drain pump.
Okay.
So there's something that you can consider. So when you start all the appliances, make them do a cycle and detail these things, and then also make sure that you don't smell anything foul.
Yeah, I guess because that's sitting water, right? It'll start to
Exactly. Yeah, for washer and dishwasher. Again, they have these washer cleaning tablet that you can buy pretty cheap, $10. Just throw in the dishwasher or the washer and then run a hot water cycle. That'll get rid of the smell as well. And beside that, yeah, cleanliness. A lot of times, visually can see crack, shelves, cabinets. And other than that, for stove wise, you want to press all the buttons on the oven controls. A lot of times you don't, because some buttons, a lot of new stove come with like a touchpad. You can start and stop, but some number of buttons might not work. So you want to push all the buttons to make sure that they work.
Which is one of those things that comes up for microwaves a lot of the time, that the buttons start to go and all that. But it seems like microwaves are so cheap. Is it worth repairing them? Or should you just, if the microwave starts to break down, just switch?
Right. Yeah. Microwaves, those over-the-range microwave, the hood combos, or the one built-in ones, they're cheap. They're about $200 to $400 to get for replacement. If we're talking about simple repairs like the door lock doesn't engage, or these one, the repair cost would be about $100-ish. So these are feasible. But we're talking about control, no display, or it's not heating up. These becomes quite pricey to repair. And one way to minimize microwave from having that issue is because the microwave is built on top of the stove, the over-the-range one, and it's prone to moisture and humidity. So when you cook, the steam will go into that control panel. And when those electrical wiring get moisturized, then it's not going to last long. So always make sure you turn on your hood fan. And when you cook, and if possible, cook more on the left side.
Away from the
control panel. That's possible, yes. So that will help out. But otherwise, replacement usually is the better way to go for microwaves.
I just noticed, because most of the time we call and you're like, hey, this is too much to replace or to fix this. You might as well just get the new one.
Exactly.
Much to the chagrin of a lot of our landlords. But I mean, if the numbers don't line up, you got to do the thing, right? So it's just the way it is.
Definitely.
Now, with the landlords and that, what is the one thing that you wish that all of the landlords would know about caring for appliances to save you a headache?
Basically, they a lot of time, maybe a quarter of the time, we go in is for an educational visit, right? So they'll be wondering, for example, washers. They'll be telling me, "Oh, there's not enough water being filled," or it's stopping in middle of cycle. So a lot of time, it's not a problem with the machine, but it's the usage. So typically stop in the middle cycle because it's being overloaded. So a lot of time, people tend to fill their clothes all the way to the top, or they might be filling a big blanket with other smaller items. So when it goes into high spin for the washers, it might become unbalanced.
And that causes that banging.
Bangs down,
I gotcha.
And a lot of wear and tear on the transmission and the gear as well. So when it sends an unbalanced mode, it will stop in the middle of the cycle, and you will got a top filled with water and clothes. And sometimes the door gets locked, don't get your clothes out. So, but a lot of times this can be prevented. Just make sure you make a medium low size. For front loader, you'll want to save about 6 inch on the top. So more like 2/3. And same thing as top loader, 2/3. Maximum.
So about 6 inch going down.
Correct.
Top load and front load.
Exactly. I gotcha. And if you want to do a small load, make sure you distribute evenly. Don't put everything on one side. That comes unbalanced as well. And for water wise, we got, because a lot of new models come with energy efficient. So because USA has a different kind of water restriction than us. So a lot of appliances made in USA. So they fill with less water. So if you want to run it with more water, a lot of machines come with the deep rinse mode. that will actually fill up more water for you. So make sure to check your washer. This guy deep rings mode.
Yeah, the settings.
The settings.
I got
You can add that in. Right. And right, yeah, I think that's some tips for the owners.
That's good. No, we don't want to give all the information. We can end in call you, right?
Yeah, we'll be losing our job.
Exactly, right? All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show and educating us about things such as what brands to look for and ways to make sure that the appliances still work properly so that we don't have to call you. So I really appreciate you coming on the show. Now, if anyone's trying to get a hold of your company for any services such as repair or replacement for that matter, what's the best way to get a hold of Consumer?
Right. So easiest way to go on our website. Mm-hmm. So all our contact information is up there. So our website address is vanconsumer.ca.
Okay.
Or you can always give us a call at 604-879-2925. So we got a team of certified and trained technicians to help you out. Mm-hmm. If anything, worst case, it's not repairable, we can always offer you a replacement option with some discount to the initial diagnosis.
Perfect. Yeah, excellent. And we'll have all that information below in our description so people can find it easier.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Right. We're happy to be here. Thanks so much.
If you've been listening for this long, thank you very much for tuning in. My name's Hayes, and this has been Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast.